Good morning. This morning I'm talking about God and men. You know, today, in today's world, so many people look to other people to define everything for them, so they choose what everybody else says is God. They think that what somebody else's experience has been should be theirs. But that's not the way God works. God divided everything and gave everybody the opportunity to choose for themselves. That's what this is all about. He gave you the chance to take what he's given you and make it worth all it can be. But, as we can see in the world around us, that's not what we do. What I'm here to talk about is the reality of God and men. God, who is the Father of all men, everywhere, no matter whether you know him or not, you do know him inside your heart. But you look for other people to define that for you, and that's a shame. Men, on the other hand, are a different breed altogether. What they do is for what they want, not what is right for everybody. And so they do things that are totally beyond understanding. Look at today's world. Science and people know that feces, human excrement, is going to attract all kinds of plague-like symptoms, and yet we are letting it run amok in our cities. And then we want to hold each other accountable for letting it be. But the bottom line is, if you vote for this, that's what you get. It was your choice. You want to live there? Then your children will be the ones who will be affected by the disease that is created as a result of the infestation of excrement. And your tax money is paying for it. So science tells us it's not good. People know it's not good, and still they support it and they pay for it. That is a typical example of how people are. When I was young, we used to be punished, and when we were punished, many times you'd hear something like, "This is going to hurt me more than it's going to hurt you."
That's true.
And people would think, "Well, that doesn't sound right to me. I'm the one getting my penny smacked." But the reality of it is, that's how the parents felt. And that's how we feel about all of these things when we fail to hold each other accountable for how we have judged ourselves. God tells us, don't judge each other. He designed this in such a way that you will get what you judge yourself worthy of. But people, they want to have an excuse. They want to get off the hook. They want to say, well, if I forgive you, then somebody will forgive me. No, that's not how it works. How it works is, if you don't do the bad things don't happen to you. That's the reality of life. However, we try to make other people accountable and say, oh, I did it, but you let me. Well, that's wrong. That's still not going to help you when the disease comes for you. Like I said, God designed this place with a specific thing in mind, to give you the opportunity to judge yourself. And by judging yourself worthy, that's what you receive. It doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter what anybody says. What matters is what you do. Failing to hold each other accountable for the way we judge ourselves is not what God meant when he told you, don't judge other people. He said, don't you put your thoughts and your goals ahead of theirs. But if they work in such a way that what they do is evil, don't support it. So I asked the people in this world that are going through horrible situations, why are you supporting it? Why do you allow somebody, including people that support such madness, to be called moral? That's not moral. Moral does not include, or we think of moral as being something that God approves. God doesn't approve this. He does not approve of you letting other people do the bad things in life. He doesn't approve of that. He approves of you holding them responsible for what they do. Just like as a parent, when you hold your child responsible in the small things, they become responsible in the big things. That's how you make good, caring people, by showing them the difference between caring and not caring. We are living in a world that is tearing itself apart, and we are letting it. Because we think, well, God doesn't want us to judge each other. No, He doesn't. He wants you to hold each other accountable to how you judge yourself. There's a big difference. How many people will it take before you finally stand up and say, enough? Killing people is not right. Allowing people to kill others, even if it is by disease, because of their defecating in the streets, is not right. Allowing your politicians to take your money to do this is not right. And yet you do it all the time. You have a choice. The choice is called a vote. That's what this country was designed around, so that the people could vote. And by exercising their worth, which is how they feel inside individually, not by party or by group, but by individual, you have a chance to change this. But if you don't, you deserve what you get.
Ouch.
That is the facts. Because by not doing it, you have judged yourself worthy to receive. It's not my place. I didn't create this. God did. And that's the way He made things. When you do, you receive. If you don't oppose this madness that is going on, then you deserve what it gives. And thinking it's moral to do nothing is not moral. That's not what God wanted. He wanted you to show worth and to make your worth more. Not to throw it away, not to give it to other people, but to make it better. That's what He wanted. That's what this is all about. Each individual person gets to decide for themselves how much of life here and what is to come they're going to be able to participate in. How have you judged yourself? Are you letting these people do this kind of stuff and think it's good? Do you think that's right? Do you think that's what heaven is? You think heaven's going to let a bunch of people defecate in the streets? Interesting. Do you think heaven is going to let a bunch of people in that are not vetted? Is there a wall around heaven? Yes, I think so. Sounds kind of weird, doesn't it? The things that we say are not right are right. Amazing how that works. The things that we say don't judge has no bearing to you. You do not judge. You do not have to judge, because everybody judges themselves. All you have to do is hold them accountable to how they judge themselves. That's what God's going to do with you. He is going to hold you accountable for how you judged yourself. And you don't think that's true? Well, look at the world around you. People defecating in the streets are going to cause all kinds of disease. Some people are going to die as a result of that. but people are going to suffer as a result of it. I would say God kind of got things right. He allows this because you allow it. He gave this place to you. He gave you dominion. And you chose to give it to people who defecate in the streets and who support defecating in the streets, who support needles in the streets. He gave it to you
That's good, isn't it?
to try to protect your children. But you didn't. You left needles in the streets. You left feces in the streets. And then you try to hold him responsible? No, he's not responsible for this. He gave it to you. What you do with it, that's what really counts. I have told you very simply, good and evil. Billions of people have suffered as a result of trying to understand good and evil. Good always leads to more. Evil divides, it separates. If you stop and think about that, the evil of defecating in the streets is going to bring disease to your community. If you decide to continue to live there and to continue to allow the political people to have reign and try to shove it down your throat, then you deserve what you get. Same thing with LBGTQ. I don't hate people. Doesn't matter to me. Can't see it from my TP. But the fact of the matter is, that is not going to lead to more, and therefore is not good. So you decide. It's up to you. You deserve what you get. If you get AIDS or some other community disease because you knew and you went ahead and did it anyway, whose fault is that? Sorry, but you will be held responsible for what you choose, and that's the reality. Hope you all have a great day. See ya. Bye.